It's amazing how much the neighborhood you grow up in shapes the person you become. The memories, the smells, the people. Those are the things that make up the stories that define us. The ones we tell our grandkids when we're old. It's the backdrop against which we live out the rest of our lives.
Well, I had a dream. I stood beneath an orange sky. Yes, I had a dream. I stood beneath an orange sky. With my brother standing by. With my brother standing by.
23 years ago, when I was just one, my family moved from Mexico and settled in Santa Ana, California, one of the hardest places to live in the United States.
Brother, you know it is.
It's been quiet lately, no gunshots. The dealers, on the other hand, they've got a living to make. It's no surprise really when you consider that most people my age, 4 out of 5 in fact, drop out of high school. Then there's the teenagers, sometimes as young as 14 having babies and doing what they have to do to get by.
And I had a dream. I
This is my neighborhood.
stood beneath an orange sky. With my sister standing by. With my sister standing by.
Santa Ana is located at the heart of Orange County, California's wealthiest county and home to America's most profitable shopping malls. With its $75 billion economy, Orange County has the lowest unemployment rate in California and has produced some of America's wealthiest communities along its 42 miles of coastline. Who would have thought that at the heart of this booming economy, there could be a neighborhood like mine?
Orange County started in Santa Ana. The history of Orange County started in the city of Santa Ana. Over the years, the city has continued to evolve, and being that it was and is the county seat, the capital of Orange County, it drew a lot of people.
Santa Ana was kind of more the central point where some of the business community used to office. Since that time, as people began to relocate, it created this vacuum. And so the Latino community, as the immigrant community was relocating to the north, they began to settle.
With the immigration and the densities that are been created in these marketplaces have just allowed it to sit in its little bubble island by itself.
It's just been forgotten. I think that the lack of resources into this central Santa Ana area is really a shame when you think about the wealth of this county. A Rockefeller Institute study just came out last month that says that Santa Ana is #1 on the hardship index in the country, of all cities in the country. And what that means is that because of the housing density, because of the low wages, because of the difficult economic situation, because of the low levels of education, that this is the toughest city in the country to live in and to survive and to raise a family.
A lot of people go look for jobs and they get denied and they're like, oh man. But you gotta keep on going, you know what I mean? That's it.
The main thing people are trying to do is make ends meet, is just live day to day. Going to school and graduating and going on to something else, going on to higher education is something that is a luxury.
For the month of usually November, December, January, there's no work for the field workers, which is a vast majority of the people who live here. These people, most of them have no papers. A lot of them have no education. A large number of them can't read or write. So there's no other job that they can really do except maybe that and construction and cleaning.
Every day I talk to people who are working 2 and 3 jobs. They're happy because they have the jobs. They're considered the lucky ones, and to them it's not a hardship. It's a blessing.
I think the average income in that market is around $15,000. They're paying per a 2-bedroom apartment $1,200 plus. So it doesn't, the math just doesn't work.
For people to be able to move into a 2-bedroom apartment, they need $2,460 the first month.
Y vivimos solos y a veces no nos queda ni para comer.
Typically 2 to 3 families living in the 2-bedroom apartments, and maybe sometimes it's the same case for 1-bedroom.
This alley right here is known like as a drive-through. You just walk down this alley or drive down and you come in, pick up your dope and leave either north or south. But they typically hang out here on the railing or by the apartments. And then when police come, they run east or west into the alley. So, but this is controlled by the Townsend gang. You can tell by all the graffiti.
It's a little bit hard because like a lot of people is into drugs and into gangs. Like most of them, all the kids here, they're young, 15, 16, 13, they're into gang already. Like I just rather go to school and be at home all the time.
Hemos visto que han matado como a unos 5 muchachos. Entre ellos mismos se matan. Vienen de otras calles y los balacean y sí han muerto varios muchachos, jovencitos, porque pues andan ahí.
Unfortunately, a lot of the role models that are in these communities are people that are passing on negative habits, destructive habits.
You have the gang member who has power, who has respect in this neighborhood. You have the drug dealer who has the pockets full of rolls of money, who also has respect.
That's the only thing I knew, the street. So I see it every day, every night. I woke up to it and see the same people. So that was my family.
If things don't change here in this neighborhood, a lot of the social ills, a lot of the heartbreak, a lot of the disparity will continue. The cycles will just cause for the next generation to live the same thing and maybe even go deeper, maybe even become worse.
That's David Benavides. He lives on my street. It was because of him that as a teenager, I first became involved with KIDWORKS, an organization committed to restoring the neighborhoods of Central Santana. David moved to Santana for what was supposed to be an 8-week internship with KIDWORKS. That was 9 years ago.
Back in 1996, I came out as an intern thinking I'm gonna serve my 8 weeks in my internship, live in the neighborhood, work with some kids, share Jesus with them, have their lives completely transformed through my having done that, and then go back to the university and go on with my life. This young man who was about 18 years old, one of 7 kids at the time, he stopped going to school so he could work. Because of where he lived, he was automatically considered a member of the local gang. He couldn't go to school without being picked on, messed with by other gang members in the area. We were actually sitting here on these steps this one night. He knew in his mind on that night that our time was coming to an end as to when our team would be leaving the neighborhood. So I said, hey Carlos, so what are you gonna do? He says, you know what, I've seen groups like yours and like you come through our neighborhood before, but you guys will be leaving soon. I'm still here. Life in this neighborhood stays the same for me.
we give back? How could we make a difference in Santa Ana? And so we decided to leave the comforts of a church-based ministry that we had at the time to go raise support and launch KIDWORKS.
KIDWORKS is an organization, a community development corporation in Santa Ana, and our mission is to restore at-risk neighborhoods one life at a time. The way that we do that is by investing in lives, beginning with the children. Santa Ana is the youngest city in the nation, so we believe that as we invest in the lives of the children, we're really investing in the future of Santa Ana. So we start with children, preschoolers, all the way through elementary school, high school, college, and adults.
Muchas gracias.
De nada, Dios la bendiga.
Yo y ni mi esposa sabemos leer. Imagínense si este programa no estuviera, ¿a dónde iban a recibir ayuda a nuestros hijos?
One of the simple things that we do is we open up an apartment unit within this apartment community. And we say, children, this is a safe haven for you. This is a place where you can have a desk to sit down and do homework, where you can have somebody who's going to look over your shoulder and give you a pat on the back when you're doing well, or who's going to encourage you when you're struggling academically in school. KIDWORKS has a teen leadership academy. We need leaders raised up from within these neighborhoods that the next generation of children can look up to, where they can say, that person lived the same life I did and they're doing well. They have hopes, they have dreams, and that's who I want to look up to, that's who I want to be.
Well, our company's history with KIDWORKS began probably 4 years ago. And it was the result of my partner, who is now deceased, his efforts in looking for a way to give back. The apartments they work out of today, they are less than ideal. Upon my partner's passing, we wanted to have a tribute. We raised about $1 million at a benefit a year after his passing. And that money has been earmarked for the creation of the Donahue KIDWORKS Center, which is now becoming a reality.
We wanted to bring everyone together so we could be part of the process together of seeing the transformation of this building.
We have 165 children currently registered at both our centers. And the reason we don't have more is because we don't have room. We have waiting lists for each one of our programs, and we really needed more space.
Not only are we going to impact double the number of kids we impact today, but we're going to do it in a more comprehensive way.
And we're going to be able to expand the number of services provided and the number of people that will benefit, all the way from young children to adults.
From daycare to English as a second language at a greater extent for the adults as well as the children, the computer lab, which we already have, but to a greater extent, tutorial help, medical, health.
I mean, there's nothing greater that you can invest in than people's lives. And that's why we need to put all our efforts and all our resources into making that possible for these kids.
I have a wonderful staff of people that just are giving their lives to not just working in this community, but living in this community and becoming part of the community so that they can be a voice of hope.
We have young kids from years back that are now have grown up and are now have gone off to college and have chosen to return to the community, to pour into this community of Santa Ana.
My name is Gabriela Gonzalez. I was one of those kids. Today, I'm a graduate of Biola University with a degree in liberal arts and a teacher in Central Santa Ana.
Well, I had a dream. I stood beneath an orange sky. Yes, I had a dream. I stood beneath an orange sky. With my brother standing.
It's troubling to think about what might have been for me if it hadn't been for the staff, volunteers, and supporters of KIDWORKS. It makes you wonder what it is that makes people do such wonderful things for other people. Maybe it's simple. Maybe it's that they see that love is the common fiber of life, that it's what supplies passion to our lives, and that it's our connection to God and to each other.
In your love, my salvation lies in your love. 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 My salvation lies in your love, in your love, in your love.
Santa Ana's a good place to be.
I'm really astonished sometimes at the intelligence some of these kids show and the potential they show.
Santa Ana's #1.
The intelligence is there, the direction and the help is not. And I think that's something that we need to work on. Not only to make Santa Ana better, but to make, our country better.
Someone once said that if you lose hope, somehow you lose the vitality that keeps life moving. You lose that courage to be, that quality that helps you go on in spite of it all. My neighborhood isn't the same place it used to be. It may look the same, but hope has transformed us. And because of that, it's better.
Yes, I had a dream. I stood beneath an orange sky.
Life will not stay the same for us in this neighborhood.
With my brother and my sister standing by.
Not anymore.